pocket.
Left front pocket, you will find the key.
In the left front pocket of my brain.
Where it up? Oh, you've got multiple left front pockets.
Oh, thanks. I can't wait to meet everyone. What if I meet the one? Oh, wait. We already met everyone in the chat room.
Yep.
That's not true, actually. Yes, Doxson, I've met everyone, or I've met the one several times. He regularly, arbitrarily ships me with somebody on Twitter. It sticks with it for a good few weeks.
Someone in real life?
Yes. I was going to go without water today, but I feel kind of smacky.
I'll go get the water.
Well, thanks.
Did you have any ideas of something, a good quotation for a closing line?
I'll have to think about that. Hi, everyone. Hey, so so for the podcast tonight, everyone, what's more sympathetic? Scarf or no scarf? Thank you.
We'll spill that on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Watch and you'll see how I can be a part of your world.
Whoa.
New iTunes reviews. We can stream in HD. I have my computer back, everybody, for a few days.
I have my computer back for today.
I'm going to scoot closer to you and point. Wait.
And what?
You scoot closer to me.
I scooted closer to you and pointed. Because that's what you said to do.
Well, because I realized I can't turn the camera anymore that direction.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, that's good.
It's not a Tom Baker scarf. It's a me scarf. A Neil scarf. Still on the hair. What does that mean?
Hey, chat room. Did you guys? Did anything stand out as it?
I didn't.
There.
You touching it does not fix it.
Oh, sometimes it does. Did anything else? Did anything stand out to you guys as a great closing line?
I think if you can nail down the quote about thinking we'd be a happy family, but now we're just gonna have to find someone to replace you. I think that'd be a good thing to say to our audience as we close.
And no.
Two things. In this light, there's some dust.
Oh.
Even if you don't touch it. And I'm not doing that. And I can't get this to stay.
Well,
I guess I don't need it to. I can just
just raise it up.
You raise me up.
Let's see.
So I can do a podcast. My scarf does not have daggers on it. Those were amazing. It was very strange for me. And then I got caught up trying to see whether they were going the correct direction in the mirror or not. Yes, Sarah, you're going to be very uncomfortable with initial reactions for a while.
It's because we're talking to you. That's why we're looking at you.
You, listener. Pardon me while I just.
This was the one line that stood out to me, maybe, is but I couldn't quite get it verbatim. I won't allow you to derail my plans when you get all sentimental. I wasn't sure if I got that correctly.
I don't remember that line.
The thing is, sometimes this hero has to sacrifice everything to people they love.
To save the people.
To save the people they love. Jack, is that verbatim?
Why a hat? Can we block docs? How about when we close? Sarah's trying to make peace. When we close, you say to the audience, "You're gonna have to forget about us and find a way to fall in love with your wife again."
I thought of saying that. Yeah, that was one. I don't think I got that down in time because I was making another note.
Oh well. Maybe it'll come to it.
I might use Jack's. It's a nice, encouraging line. Okay. Let's
do this like Brutus. Oh, we can do the recorder. What a beautiful. Oh.
Okay, recorder's running. Let me brighten the video a little bit. I think. Yeah, I need it just a little bit brighter.
Fisha's comment?
No.
I like how this is a mustache-free podcast, even though they both have beards.
We couldn't afford that upgrade. Brighten up the life here. The life of the party. Or the life of the podcast. That's a party and a podcast right there. Can't even see that corner of the screen because the lights are so bright.
Do you want to do a podcast?
Yeah, let's do a podcast.
Come on,
let me send a tweet out. And the newly redesigned Buffer app, finally, for iPad.
The listeners have gathered here.
Some are weird.
I think they're getting bored.
When you don't know what to do, you give them a singing co-host. That's a meta joke, by the way.
Now I think I'm singing. Comic relief. Later, I just might die.
Okay, sure. Now.
Fish, what's your Twitter name?
Here we go.
I feel the urge to quote you.
Kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit. Steve Johnson. Got to include him because his card.
Oh dear, that's not how you spell that, is it?
Okay.
Excuse me.
Let's do this.
Like Brutus?
Mm-hmm. Just like Brutus would.
Just like Brutus would.
Here we go. As soon as I test that, that's working. Okay, good. Here we go. And with the YouTube greeting. Hi there. Thanks for watching. This is our normal recording session that we do on Sunday nights of our audio podcast for the TV show Once Upon a Time. If you want to subscribe to the podcast and then get our full episodes that we do on Wednesdays also, where we get into a lot more depth, go over to oncepodcast.com. You're going to be watching us recording an audio version primarily, but we like to give you this video version for your enjoyment. So if you watch this, please comment below just to let us know that you watch this. Even if you're that person who says, first, Yeah, go ahead and be that person who does that on YouTube. But here we go with our regular audio podcast. And you know what? That's not working. Oh, it's not playing through the right output. That's why.
Aw, fish.
There we go. That's working. Okay, take two. Have you finished typing yet? Would you finish typing, please? Okay. Okay, here we go. YouTube grading again. Take two.
Sorry.
Hi, thanks for watching this. This is our audio recording session for a normal audio podcast, which is available over at oncepodcast.com. But you're welcome to watch us record it here on YouTube. And if you do watch it, then please leave a comment below because we really want to know how many people are watching us here on YouTube. But make sure you go over to this website, oncepodcast.com, where you can subscribe to the regular podcast that's available on audio, like on iTunes and Stitcher and all kinds of places like that. And then we also release these episodes and our full discussion episodes and a lot of other cool bonus content as well. That's over at oncepodcast.com. So here we go with our audio podcast. You're listening to Once, episode 166, Family Business, Initial Reactions. Sorry, I looked at the recorder and it's peaking. I need to fix that.
You're peaking. Wait, what?
If I left that in, it would ruin the recording. So sorry about that. Let me just make sure. Okay, where is my mouse cursor? I can't see it when it goes in that corner. Sorry about the delay, guys. I only got my computer restored and working again yesterday. So some things are still not quite the way they should be.
I'll say.
Did you do that flip?
No. Aliascape's my favorite alias. I mean, what? Roland. Roland, Roland, Roland.
Okay, and
I sing a song. I'm so sorry about our technical difficulties. We will start this podcast shortly. Lower You can't judge a lot by last week's episode. I think there was some rookiness behind the scenes. No, the podcast is always perfect.
Okay, good. Yeah, I found out what it was. The
What?
recorder was jacked up from when I did a video.
It's all jacked up.
So that would have been a completely messed up recording. Let me check this again.
How do we say Georgina's last name?
Georgina.
Because I don't want to call her
The actor.
Hag. I'm assuming it's Haig.
Haig. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Haig. Okay, here we go. Retake on this. And starting with the YouTube thing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, again,
All right.
because it just makes it easier to edit.
Oh, fine.
Hey, thanks for watching this. Us? Okay, thank you.
Thanks for watching us.
Hi, thanks for watching. You're about to see us record our normal audio podcast for the TV show Once Upon a Time. And we welcome you to subscribe to the podcast. In fact, do, because you're only going to see right here our initial reactions after we just watched the show. But we do other episodes of the podcast where we get into a lot more detail about this TV show. So go over to oncepodcast.com to subscribe to the audio podcast, 2 episodes per week, and lots of great content over there for you. But if you watch this video here on YouTube, then please comment below to let us know that you're watching. And here we go. You're listening to Once, episode 166, Family Business, Initial Reactions. Welcome back to another episode of Once, the unofficial podcast for ABC's TV show Once Upon a Time. I'm Daniel J. Lewis.
I'm Jeremy Laughlin.
And we're happy to have you joining us. We just finished watching this episode, Family Business, and these are our initial reactions. So we're going to be a bit all over the place with our thoughts, theories, what stands out, what doesn't stand out. We might get some stuff wrong. That's where your feedback will come in, and also filling in some of the gaps and details and Easter eggs and all of that with our upcoming full discussion. I'll tell you more about how you can send your feedback in to us in a little bit later, but you might already have it memorized. So let's talk about this episode, Family Business, which is a line we did get in the episode.
Got to speak the title.
At some point, yeah, often. In some shows, it's like every time they have a title, they speak it in the show. But the big surprise to me here was that Belle knew Anna this whole time. And when everyone was looking, Belle was keeping this secret. And it seems very out of character for Belle.
Yeah, she seemed kind of out of character in some ways tonight, but I loved the whole episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode. When we first saw that castle, I thought, man, that looks just like Belle's place during the Ogre's War.
I knew who was going to come out from around the corner as soon as I saw all the books.
Yeah. She grew up around a lot of books. And it ended up that she was the one who suggested that they get Rumpelstiltskin to help them. She probably just didn't realize she would be the price.
Right. It was nice to see something like a long story in the past lead up to something that we saw a long time ago again and have things actually dovetail.
Yeah. So this is now it's not the oldest that they've jumped back in Fairy Tale Land, because they've actually been showing us flashbacks in Fairy Tale Land chronologically.
This year, you mean?
Yeah. Instead of jumping all over the place like they've done with all of the other seasons. This time they are showing us in parallel, although the times aren't necessarily going along in parallel.
When they've done something that intersects with Anna, it's been in chronological order, but the sorcerer stuff was not. That one scene anyway.
Right.
I guess just that one scene, because even that had to do with Anna. So that was in order once they got past the original Dark One. Well, not original Dark One.
Right.
The predecessor.
So we've got names now. Ingrid, Helga, and Gerda. Gerda is actually a name, and I need to look back at the original story.
It's an unfortunate name.
Yeah, it is, but it's also the name of one of the main characters from Hans Christian Andersen's story about the original Snow Queen story. And Gerda was one of those main characters. And there's a lot from this episode that ties in directly with the original story by Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah.
Like the mirror too, the way that the mirror works. I'd wondered when we saw Snow Queen assemble the mirror before, I'd wondered, is she going to use this the same way it was used in the story? And yeah, where it's making people turn, or it will make people turn on each other. The what was it? It was called.
Apparently, Belle was pretty susceptible.
Yeah,
I mean, it called out to her from underneath a cloth. She didn't even have to see it to go find it. That might be a little weak on her part.
The spell of shattered sight is what that's called, at least in Once Upon a Time. I'll need to look back at the story to see if that's what it was. And Helga apparently looked a lot like Emma.
Apparently.
That's kind of weird, but like Hook said, we've watched the show enough that we should learn and assume that everyone's connected in some way.
What I thought was funny and kind of great about this episode is last week we kind of rolled our eyes a little bit when she said, "A family who loves me." Like, oh yeah, you too. Yeah. But this week it's like she's actually a little more psychotic. I thought maybe she was just misunderstood, but she's sort of more like, let me just replace the people I lost and sort of maybe kill everybody else. That's cool. It'll just be our perfect little blonde, powerful family.
Yeah, that's quite a bit weird.
You'll be my sisters that I lost or something.
It'll be just the three of us and we'll be happy together.
We'll just keep making ice palaces and that'll never get boring.
And snowmen.
And yeah, maybe that's yeah, that'll be their subjects.
Yoo-hoo!
Yes.
I did not expect to see the merchant in this episode. Not either. But one of those cool things. Also, they harken back in the conversation in the barn. They harken back to the whole thing of you can't marry someone you just met. I liked how they took that. And not repeating the Frozen stuff, but building on top of it.
Yeah, I felt still like I was seeing a good Frozen sequel.
Yeah.
At the same time as a lot of things felt like Once Upon a Time used to feel, but sort of like a matured Once Upon a Time. For some reason, I loved having all the people gathered in the sheriff's office the way they did.
When I saw it, I don't know about you, but when I saw it, I thought, they sound like they're us podcasting about the TV show.
I did not think that.
Because they're all theorizing about what's happening and we're asking these questions that they can't answer. That's just like what we do. But by the way, we want you to be involved in asking these questions, but more specifically answering questions, things that you pick up and such. So please send us your feedback about this episode of Once Upon a Time. Email it to feedback@oncepodcast.com. And in the subject line of the email, put the words family business. That's the title of this episode. And that's what works best when you're emailing us feedback. Put the title of the episode of the TV show in the subject line of the email. You can also call and leave a voicemail at 903-231-2221 at any time of day. Don't worry, it won't wake us up in the middle of the night. Or go to the website, oncepodcast.com, and send a voice message through the website on your computer or iOS device. And we'd love to use your feedback in our upcoming full discussion of family business, which we'll be doing on Wednesdays. We do our live full discussions on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time over at oncepodcast.com/live. And we've got a bunch of people hanging out with us tonight. So thank you very much for joining us while we record our live initial reactions. So send us your feedback, your observations, theories, what stood out to you. And we'd love to use that. Now we know in this episode that what we saw in the last episode was that Emma was about 13 or 14 years old, which is close to what we theorized.
Which is all Snow cares about.
Yeah.
Like, oh, your childhood that I missed.
Yeah, well, that's true. Snow never saw Emma at that age.
We didn't until recently.
And
we know Emma a lot better than her parents do.
Yeah, but Snow Queen apparently knows Emma a lot better. Emma spent 6 months there, and that was long enough for Sarah Fisher to grow attached to Emma. But
well, following a prophecy that says she's going to be her sister.
Yeah, that's the really weird thing of all of this. Because I don't want to get into thinking anything like time travel where Ingrid is a sister to Emma because Emma traveled back in time or anything like that? I mean, yes, Emma did travel back
We
in
saw
time.
Emma's birth. The only way they could be sisters is if Ingrid is one of the Charming's children.
Right.
Which
It
makes
just
no sense at all.
Yeah.
So I think it meant, become a sister.
It does remind me a lot of, we just had Halloween. Well, I mean, we didn't, but Halloween was just recently, the Friday before this episode of Once Upon a Time aired. And this reminds me that a classic plot point often in certain like scary movies where they go to some haunted mansion or something is that there's some relative who died and their ghost supposedly haunts the castle that looks just like one of the people that's in the group. It's often used in horror stories like that. And that's what I was thinking of with this whole thing that, Emma, you look just like this person that you're probably not actually related to. It's weird thing, but
I'm just glad that it was intentional and not coincidental that they were all so similar looking.
Yeah.
This whole year, because I've always thought that was pretty funny.
So the Snow Queen actually had the sorcerer's hat for a little while.
At least the box. I don't know if she could open it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true, because only those with the purest of heart, or who had
that's not her,
faced their dark side and turned away from it.
She sees her dark side and she just goes, "You'd look better with icicles." Proosh. So so let's see. Some of this stuff is getting almost difficult to track. Belle went for her memories, which ultimately was sort of a fruitless endeavor.
Yeah. Why didn't she just ask her dad, Dad, tell me, or else I'm going to go run away and learn myself?
Yeah, the way they were setting that up, I almost thought maybe her mother wasn't really dead.
I was thinking she must have died in some extremely gruesome, horrifying way.
Yeah, ogres don't exactly shoot you.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
They're not clean in how they kill.
No. I'm thinking, yes, gruesome, unfortunately. So, yeah. The memories were useless and Anna was captured, but I still am not sure if we know what happened to Anna. Because she was in a dungeon, but clearly DQ left after that. It was after that, right? Would have had to have been after that.
Yeah. Because all of this happens even before the episode Skin Deep. This is several.
Before the curse. So technically, we still don't know what ultimately happened to Anna. We could see her escape or be rescued next week. And still something else has kept her hidden.
Yeah. It's probably the Snow Queen all of this time has been keeping her hidden in some way.
Maybe.
In what world, though? I don't know. And now at this point, I'm thinking that the picture is coming clear of how Elsa ended up in the urn in the first place. And that is that, well, Snow Queen put her in there. Probably.
Why would she do that? And how would the urn end up in the Enchanted Forest?
Well, remember, the urn was in the Enchanted Forest. That's how Snow Queen came out in the Enchanted Forest.
No. That was in Arendelle.
Oh, right. Arendelle. Okay. Sorry.
It was with Rumpel when it was brought forward in time with Elsa in it.
Maybe that urn was part of the past deal that Snow Queen and Rumpelstiltskin made.
Maybe. And speaking of deals, we still now have to know how Ingrid and Helga disappeared. I'm wondering if one of their parents made a deal with Rumpel and he took them. It wouldn't be the first time he's only taken some of the kids.
Yeah.
David. Well, David's brother comes to mind.
there's a lot of weird stuff because when you think about how Rumpel's building this curse at that time back then, or he's looking for these ingredients, and there's this prophecy that Emma will be the savior. Well, where did that prophecy come from? That's something else to think about. But here's this woman that looks like Emma, and I don't know. It's the whole thing.
Where'd the prophecy come from?
I'm getting too stuck up on this one little point.
They
But
never give us any answers. Or we got some answers and more questions.
Well, one answer that I think we got a little bit from this is how old Hook actually is.
Right.
He's about 200 years old.
We need that on a quote on our soundboard permanently, by the way.
Which one?
The one I just said.
Oh, yeah. So when we look at this, I really wonder, is the mirror going to be the only thing that Snow Queen needs in order to affect this plan?
Why would she not have done it? What's holding her back?
Well, she needed the piece, that one missing piece.
She got that.
And here's the other thing, though. She wanted Emma to discover that there was some kind of connection.
True.
She left that evidence there, especially in the ice cream truck, and probably left the video camera. So she said that basically everything is going according to Snow Queen's plans.
The ice cream truck? You mean the kidnapper's van? Did that thing not look creepy?
Yeah. Never buy ice cream from a truck that looks like that.
No, kids. Make sure it is freshly painted. Be careful. Yeah, it was like she left the whole truck out there with the one padlock. And I like that you've got Emma and Regina standing there, and it's Hook who just breaks the lock with his hook. I thought there was going to be like a blast of some kind of magic or something.
Well, he has to use his hook. He's so eager to use his hook whenever he can.
Really, why did he ever want his hand back? Let's be honest.
Yeah, you can't break ice with just a hand or a finger. Not very well, anyway.
Not unless you're like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
But he could do it.
Speaking of Bruce Lee and things that you enable us to do, you're like, in helping us be awesome, like Bruce Lee, is supporting this podcast with your kind donations. Thank you to David Newland, Lisa Slack, Steve Johnson, Amy Catalier, Amanda Robar, and Diana. Thank you very much for your kind contributions to the podcast. And we have a new Patreon backer, Sarah McDonald. We really appreciate the support. That brings us up to 10 Patreon backers on Patreon. And that's now a total of $22 per episode. So we really appreciate the support. And with all of these other things, we're very close to being able to upgrade our chat room that we use. Thank you very much for the support. We really could not do the podcast without you. So thank you, David, Lisa, Steve, Amy, Amanda, Diana, and our new Patreon backer, Sarah. We really appreciate it. If you want to find how you can be a sponsor of the podcast as well, to donate a single one-time donation, a monthly donation, which really helps us the best, the monthly donations, or you could do a per episode donation for as little as 25 cents even through Patreon. You can see all of your options over at oncepodcast.com/sponsor. And thank you very much for the kind support. We've got a lot of questions, I think, from this episode. And we're really looking forward to your feedback. We're looking forward to getting into more detail with some of these things like screenshots. I really want to see those maps, like the map of Arendelle, some of the other maps that we've seen in this episode, or it might have been the same map all of the time. Book titles sometimes are really revealing nice little Easter eggs and book titles that are in the shots at the same time, and a lot of other details that we'll be getting into. So make sure that you check out our upcoming podcast when we do our full discussion, which will be episode 167, when we will include your feedback and get into more detail. And we'll have Aaron, we'll have Hunter and Jacqueline sharing spoilers. It'll be a lot of fun. Please send us your feedback. Email feedback@oncepodcast.com with family business in the subject line, or call and leave a voicemail at 903-231-2221, or go to the website oncepodcast.com and send a voice message to us through the website. You can also join the forums on the website. Share this podcast episode, please. Even if you can't support us financially, the best thing you can do for us is share the episode. Share it in Once Upon a Time groups, share it with your friends, with your family, do all kinds of things to get the episodes out there. And we really, really appreciate it when you do that. And you can also write a review for us because the reviews encourage us and they help other people find the podcast. Go to oncepodcast.com/iTunes or oncepodcast.com/Stitcher to write a review for us there. And connect with us on Twitter @OncePodcast, and each of us individually. I'm Daniel J. Lewis on Twitter @TheRamenNoodle.
I'm Jeremy Laughlin on Twitter @Phlegon. That's PHLEGON.
You can comment on the show notes for this episode of the podcast over at oncepodcast.com/166. And until next time, remember, sometimes a hero has to sacrifice everything to save the people they love. And thanks for listening. Once Podcast is a proud member of Noodle.mx Network. Find more of our award-winning and award-nominated podcasts to make you think, laugh, and succeed at Noodle.mx. Big thanks for our sponsors for this episode. If you want to be one of them and help us to continue keeping this podcast awesome, and you be awesome too for contributing to it, go to oncepodcast.com/sponsor and check out your options to donate one-time, automatic monthly, which helps us the most, or even a per episode donation. You can check it out at oncepodcast.com/sponsor. Okay.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
That was short, but I felt like we hit all the points. Was there anything that you didn't get to say that you wanted to say?
Don't think so. That was my initial reaction. I initially reacted, and I have shared it with all of you. Now I'm dancing, don't know why.
Hey guys, Big Hero 6, really cool movie, really fun movie. Jenny and I got to screen it yesterday, and it's fun.
Artifact of the Curse.
It's, I won't give away any plot points, but it's interestingly kind of a mixture of Japanese anime and American animation in a really interesting way. Like, instead of...
Like some characters have a higher frame rate?
Almost, maybe. Oh. But like the hairstyles, all the names are Japanese style names. And the city where this all takes place looks like San Francisco, but it's called San Fran Yokio. It's like Tokyo and San Francisco combined in a word.
San Fran Yoko Ono.
Yeah, San Fran Yoko, something like that. And
Yoke.
There's a lot of Japanese text all over the place and stuff. But it's a really good movie, really cute.
Cootie. The Cootie movie. I wanna see it. I wanna see everything. I haven't seen Maleficent. I haven't seen How Much Sugar. The question, dearie, isn't how much sugar, but in what form it was consumed.
San Francisco. Yeah, that's it.
San Francisco.
That's the kryptonite of the microphone, the back.
I think that Big Heroes 1 through 5. Gotta say all the syllables when you're speaking your letters. Are none of your concern.
Also, this Tuesday, Maleficent comes out on disc. And if you haven't seen it, it's a really good movie. Gotta see it. And we will be screening
That's screaming,
Into the
not
Woods.
Screaming.
We'll be watching Into the Woods and giving you a...
Can I go to that one?
Yeah, let me check the date on when that is. Because I do want you to come to that one. It's usually a Wednesday or Thursday before sometimes it's a Tuesday, but let me look. Oh, while I'm doing that, I'm wasting time. Should be doing things here. Oh, this is a different computer. I need to do this differently.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Got to vote on Tuesday. I don't know what to vote on.
You're voting on people,
Oh,
politics.
I was going to try to elect a dog mayor of Burlington. Chillax? You chillax. In a nice way.
Okay, now I can hear what you're saying, Jeremy. I've got my headphones in. Okay, so
in advance would be fun.
Emails from this person.
What's into the wood? Counting scars?
Into the woods. Weekly updates. Here we go. Okay, screenings are
Smooshes. That's a good word. Smooshes. So many things together.
Oh, it's not on this list. They haven't scheduled it yet.
Didn't know there was a whole list.
Well, this is the list of all of the screenings that I can go to.
We were talking about Gallivant tonight because they need a new commercial.
Yeah, something other than Gallivant.
You did that wrong. I'm not gonna pull it, but you did that wrong. The spacing of the syllables.
Yeah, that's true.
I think.
Into the Woods comes out on Christmas Day. Yeah, families are going to rush to the theaters on Christmas Day. So if it's on Christmas Day, and Christmas Day is what day of the year this year?
December 25th.
Oh, okay.
You mean what day,
of the week? Yes.
I'm such a jerk. Thursday.
So if the movie comes out on Thursday.
Looks like Christmas is a Thursday.
And it's on Christmas Day. Then most likely the screening would be on Monday night, or maybe it would be the week before, like December 17th or 18th. They've done that sometimes. Or it might even be the Saturday morning, the 20th. I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
Okay. Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. I won't be seeing Doctor Who on Christmas Day. I'm so behind.
So we need a cool backdrop. I mean, something other than just this
You
white.
could just change the
cloth.
color temperature of the camera. Make
Yeah,
it
but
cooler.
then we like blue.
Blue. Yeah.
What would really be nice is if we'd have more space behind us, because you guys don't realize this, but there is a wall right back. I
There's a
mean,
wall there.
we're sitting. There's the Porsche poster.
Or Porsche.
Yeah.
Why will this not go away? Two on Twitter. Every single moment. Every time I go look at them, it goes away and then comes back. And there's nothing new there. Nothing. It's probably Twitter's fault. I just turned off the setting for. I turned on only. I switched it to mentions only because certain people tend to favorite and retweet everything. Oh, but I want to know when someone follows me. Why are those the only two options?
I actually turned that off a while back.
What, all your notifications?
The notifications of when someone follows me. Because I just decided my approach to Twitter is for following back is I'll follow you if we interact. Not just because you follow me. Tron poster is over there.
Over there.
The real steel poster is over there. Just directly to the right of the camera. But you know the steps that I redid from the deck? I saved all of the wood that was in decent condition, like straight and stuff. Cut up some of the really big boards. And the idea is it's very weathered looking wood. And my idea is build something as a prop.
Deck this place out?
I'm thinking like maybe some kind of thing that looks like a window frame out of the weathered wood. That could be cool.
You could have an open window and an open door, and then we could sing.
Love's an open window.
Or like the window's open, so the door.
I use the sheet because I hate this curtain. It's ugly. It's gross.
Why don't you get rid of the curtain?
Because then I won't have anything to cover the window.
Oh, you'll have to wear pants during your work day.
Yeah. And we're not going to stay in this house for very long. I hope.
So you're going to leave that curtain?
Yes.
You might sell it easier if you don't.
I don't know. If they don't want it, they can rip it out themselves.
You could do that whole thing. You could like show people in the house nervously, be like, and this is a great studio. I mean, and these curtains. I mean, if you don't like these curtains here, why don't I get rid of the curtains and you light them on fire right in front of them? You're like, there, curtains are gone. Please buy the house. We wanna move.
Or if they say, but we like the curtains.
And then you start spitting. Put that curtain out. Like, well, there, the rest. Like you can put, it's salvageable. It's got a distressed look. It's salvageable. I'm never saying that again.
So the sheet, it's not just a sheet, it is a backdrop.
It's a backdrop you can also put on your bed.
It's an official Muslim backdrop. And
Muslim?
Muslim is the kind of cloth.
You mean muslin?
In? How expensive are they?
They're kind of expensive. I mean, it depends on what you're doing and how it compares to like gels. Why does Google not work? Oh, there it goes. I like to say things simply once in a while. Still not working very well. The window is open. So the door. I didn't know they did that anymore.
We're finished. We're not podcasting.
We're finished as podcasters, Jenny. It's safe.
Jenny just got home.
Do you wanna meet a doctor? He has a pink blue box. He travels through time and space. I hate it right there. Right there. It's impossible to find something else to rhyme half the time.
He lost his face.